Hello and welcome to the Watch Kaki channel, where we bring you all the good and honest watch reviews. If you're new to my YouTube channel, please click the subscribe button. Check back every week. I've got new videos uploaded just for you. In today's video review, we are going to take a detailed look at the San Martin Turtle Homage. Now this one is a homage watch of the Seiko, the classic Seiko 6105 Turtle. That one is also affectionately known as Captain Willard, and this one, I would say it is a one-for-one homage or a copy of that model, the Seiko 6105. Now this version of the Turtle is a new release. I think this is the version 2 or version 3, newly released earlier this year, and it features a ceramic bezel insert, as well as I think an upgraded handset. So let's run through some of the specs. The watch has got a case size of 44.3 millimeters. It's got a case thickness, total thickness of 14.2 millimeters from the case back, the base of the case back, to the top of the slightly domed sapphire crystal. It's got a lug width of 20 millimeters. I think this is in line with vintage style watches. Lug width is 20 millimeters, and it's got a lug length, lug to lug, is about 47 millimeters. So here's some more information regarding the specs. The watch has got a bezel diameter of about 41 millimeters, and it's got a crystal diameter of about 32.5 millimeters. So I would say this is pretty standard Seiko-ish kind of proportions in terms of case, bezel and crystal size. As with many homage watches and also many San Martin watches, the watch houses the Seiko NH35 movement. Now this is like a standard workhorse movement for many micro brands, many homage watches. It hacks and hand winds, pretty standard stuff, and it's really robust. It needs almost no attention. And we've also got a really nicely signed crown here, 7mm signed crown, and with really good knurlings for you to grip and wind easily. So at the time of filming this video, the San Martin Turtle Homage retails at US dollars 229, and San Martin is running a promotion for this watch. The watch now sells for US dollars 209, and I would say that's a pretty good price given the specs and the build quality you are getting. We'll go more into that later in this video. So let's just zoom in a little bit and talk more about the case, design and build of the watch. Now this is a full stainless steel case, and it really follows or copies the old Seiko 6105 diver watch, and it's got that look, that embedded or protected crown kind of look here, with the crown guard that really flows in together with the case. Alright, so this is known as the turtle case because the shape of the case really resembles a turtle shell. And unlike many diver watches where you get like slab sides or bevels and all that, this one has got curves going all around the watch case, and I would say this is pretty pleasing. And the San Martin Turtle Homage has got a really good mix of brush and polished finishes. Now you can see from the top of the watch case or the lugs here, they're brushed nicely. They're radial brushing, and it's really good quality brushing here. And at the side of the case, you will see that it's polished. Alright, it's got like really nice curves going on here, and this part here is polished. Right now, the back of the watch case is also brushed. I apologize for all the fingerprints found here. I can wipe that off later on. And the case back is nicely stamped. It's really good stamping. The 3D image of the shark logo that is found in almost all San Martin watches, and inscriptions are nicely done as well. So now I'm going to show you what I deem is the highlight of the build construction of this San Martin Turtle Homage. I really feel that the bezel is really well made. I mean, just take a listen to the bezel clicks. I'm going to bring it slightly closer to my microphone so that you can hear the clicking. Do you hear that? Do you hear that the bezel really clicks like a premium watch? Now we'll just take a listen again. Now this is really satisfying, and I was really surprised. I was pleasantly surprised when I first turned the bezel. And in comparison, we are going to listen to how this one sounds when we are turning the bezel. Did you hear the difference? So I mean, wow, in terms of bezel action and the quality you get, the feel of quality you get when turning this bezel is just fantastic. It's got a 120 click bezel with ceramic insert, and I think this is really the highlight of this watch. So I was told by Glenn, my contact at San Martin, that the Turtle Homage that came to me on loan, this one is shipped with a new formula, a newer version of the rubber strap. Now previously I have reviewed and I've also ordered the fluoro or fluorine rubber strap, which is basically FKM rubber, but this one I was told that this is a new formula and this is a silicone strap, and it does feel a bit more flexible and it does feel a little bit lighter. And the good news is this is also more affordable. I think this is about half the price of the fluorine rubber that San Martin was previously using. So far, in my opinion, I think there is no complaints. The quality is still good. You don't get to see much of mold lines, and the strap holes are still slanted. They are punch slanted, and again, the hardware is just fantastic. Get really nice hardware from these San Martin straps. So now let's talk about the dial design. Now this dial here, of course, is nothing original. It's a homage of the Seiko Classic 6105 diver, and we've got markers in forms of squares and rectangle blocks, and these are all applied markers. We've got applied markers and applied logo. San Martin logo these days seem to be almost all applied on the dials, and I would say it's really nicely done. Gives the watch a 3D kind of effect, 3D kind of dial. It's also got a very nicely framed date here, although I would prefer a black date wheel or even no date. But if you are talking about a faithful remake of the classic, then perhaps you need to stick to the white date wheel, but for me, black date wheel works better. And you've got a handset that is really faithful to the original watch that this one is trying to copy. You've got pencil hands and really long seconds hand. The central seconds hand look slightly longer only because the lume dot is positioned right at the end of the seconds hand, so it gives the impression that the seconds hand is longer than usual, but really it's all due to the positioning of the lume dot. And also a special shout out to the finishing that San Martin has given to the handset. Let's take a look at a macro shot and see how well these handsets are built. And here's a look at the macro shot of the handset. Here you can see that the brushing, the polishing, they're just really well done. Lots of quality being shown here, and I'm really impressed by the quality shown at this price point. And here you can see the lume paint, the brushing, just very well done. I'm so impressed. So I'm really quite amazed at how well they can execute those handsets. I think, wow, this is really the golden age of CNC machining. So I've just blasted the lume with my studio lights. Let's switch off the lights now and see how bright the lume is. Alright, boom! Nice, bright lume as usual. Wow, this is really good stuff. Bright, squares and rectangles, and the end of the seconds hand is also nicely lume, as with the big triangular lume pip. This is good stuff. And here's a reshot of the watch in natural light. You can see that the watch fits me very well. My wrist is about 6.8 inch and I find this watch very comfortable to wear. Rubber strap is very nice, soft, flexible, and this watch here has got a really short lug to lug length, is about 47-48 millimeters. Hardly any lug gaps. Very comfortable, no problems at all. So overall, yet another homage watch that shows great build from San Martin watches. I mean, I dare say this is even better than some of the entry-level Seikos in terms of finish and in terms of build. The brushing, the polishing, they're all very well done, and really, you need to look and really listen to how this bezel sounds. It's just fantastic. Really feels like a watch that is much more expensive than the price of about US 229. So I think this is really a superb watch in terms of turtle homage. If you're looking for a true blue homage to the Seiko 6105 without having to pay the premium that they're asking for these days, I think this could be a good choice. So there you have it, the San Martin Turtle Homage. This is the homage of the Seiko 6105 vintage classic diver. So if you like this watch, if you like the video review, if you like George, if you like this mug, if you like the watch kaki, please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.